getting the e-certificate. You should be registered participants for this webinar. All shall fill the attendance link that will be shared after the session. The feedback link will be shared via mail. Also, I would request all participants to note any questions. The same can be posted in chat box. Our team will ask these questions on your behalf. Thank you. Now, let me start the session by introducing you all to CA Bharat Saroji sir. Sir is practicing chartered accountant and a partner at VD Abhyankar and Associates Aurangabad. He has completed graduation in commerce in 2015 from Brihan Maharashtra College of Pharmacy, Pune. He has completed CA in 2017 and having experience in CA profession since 2012. Sir is working since last 7 years in the area of individual and corporate taxation, taxation of charitable institutions, internal audits, and implementation of generally accepted accounting principles. With this small introduction, may I take the privilege of requesting Bharat Saroji sir to please start with your session. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. Yeah. First of all, I would like to thank the principal, sir, D.Y. Patil College of Pharmacy, Akurdi, for giving me this opportunity to meet you guys through this webinar during the lockdown. Yes. You might be thinking, why this lecture? Why this topic has been selected for a lecture to be given to a pharmacy student? Yes, the reason is very simple, that you are going to pass out, you are going to join the real world in the coming future. And in the real world, you need to know some of the financial terminologies and some of the areas where the finances are finances are of very much importance. So you need to know these topics. So let us start with the first slide, or the topic, pandemic and financial health. I'll just present the PPT. Can you see the PPT now? Hello? Can someone can you confirm if the PPT is visible? Yeah.
No, sir.
Not so.
Just a minute. Is it visible now?
Yes, sir. It's visible. Now it's starting.
Yeah. So we will just start with the topic.
Sir, it's a kind request to you to please make a slideshow option. So
Yeah,
that we
it
can
is.
see the.
I have already started the slideshow option. Maybe
Okay.
it's not visible to you like that.
Yeah. Okay, sir. No issue.
Is it visible now? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Visible.
Yes. So pandemic and financial health. Basically, everyone is knowing that the corona or COVID-19 has impacted their day-to-day life to a great extent, and the financial health is getting unnoticed, or it is not noticed, the importance of the financial health. So we need to understand why we need to improve our financial health, or build our financial immunity, or build our financial wealth in order to sustain such situations in the coming future. Everyone knows that everyone has got the importance of physical health, and everyone has got the importance of mental health as well after the incidents what happened with Sushant Singh Rajput. But the importance of financial health is not underlined somewhere. So we are just trying to make you all aware why this is very important in order to have a better future, in order to have a secure future. First of all, we will see as to how the corona or COVID-19 has impacted the economy at a glance. The World Bank and the rating agencies have estimated the lowest growth rate in the last 3 decades. In fact, till the time I was preparing the PPT, I even came across a news that the economists are expecting a negative growth rate in the coming future. So this is a very big impact on the economy at a country level. Then CRISIL terms it as the India's worst recession since independence. We have seen the recession in the era of 1979, then in the 2008. But CRISIL, CRISIL is one of the rating agencies in India, and it has termed this as a worst recession phase in Indian history post-independence. So it has a major impact on the Indian's economy. Another pandemic is waiting out there for us, that is unemployment. 14 crore people have already lost their employment, and many others have faced salary cuts. Most of you might have heard that he has lost his job, or he is searching for a new job because he was asked to leave by the earlier employer. So these situations are erupting in the market, and we have to tackle these situations. Stock market, everyone is aware that stock market is facing a losses since last many months. From the day that lockdown was declared, it was the biggest loss in a single day in the history of stock market. So stock markets were also affected to a great extent by this COVID-19. These were the macroeconomic impact. I have named only few impacts of the COVID-19, but there are many such impacts. We will just overlook them. Let us move to next slide. I have also covered the microeconomic impacts. Microeconomics impacts are the impacts which are related to individual person or a company or a sector, specific sector wise. So pricing of the properties or the real estate have come down by around 20%. It is estimated that the real estate projects and real estate industry will face a major setback, because no one will be buying a home in the coming future. No one will be going for a luxurious offices, because there are multiple issues involved and everyone's financial cycle has stopped. So prices of the real estate properties have reduced by around 20%. Agricultural sector is also not in the list of not affected areas. Agricultural sector have faced many issues because of lack of labor, lack of transportation, and access to the markets. The crops were ready for harvesting, but farmers could not harvest their crops and sell it in the market because the lockdown was declared. So this was the impact on the agricultural sector. Then local tourism industry, everyone knows that no one is going for a holiday, everyone knows that no one is going for a weekend, and no one is going even out for the restaurants or dinner. So local tourism industry has also faced a major setback. There are many such industries which are facing a setback. There are many manufacturing industries, there are many you can say textile industries which have faced setbacks. There won't be any marriages in the coming days. So these impacts are directly affecting the business houses, and it has an individual impact on each one of us. So what does the experts say about this COVID-19 impact on the economy? Mr. Shaktikant Das, the current RBI governor, has termed this in a simple line: life in the time of COVID-19 has been one of unprecedented loss and isolation. Yet it is worthwhile to remember that tough times never last, only tough people and tough institutions do. So it was very realistic statement, but in a very positive manner. मुझे ये लाइन सुनने के बाद, ये लाइन पढ़ने के बाद एक मीम याद आया था जो जब वी मेट मूवी से है. शायद आप सभी ने जब वी मेट मूवी देखा होगा. तो उसमें जब शाहिद कपूर अपनी कंपनी को बैक ज्वाइन करता है, तो ज्वाइन करने के बाद ही सेज, अपनी हालत बहुत खराब है बॉस, साड़ी तो बैंड बज चुकी है, इससे बुरा अब कुछ हो ही नहीं सकता, अब सिर्फ अच्छा हो सकता है और अच्छा ही होगा. So Shaktikant Das sir's statement reminded me of this scene from the movie. Let us move to next slide. So everyone knows the problems. Do we have any solutions? हाँ, इसीलिए तो हम आज मिले हैं यहाँ पे. Every crisis has created something new, nice, big, awe-inspiring, and enabling us to leap ahead. Such is the power of human innovation. और हम सारे लोग innovation कर सकते हैं. यही हमारी खूबी है. यही हमारे नेक्स्ट जनरेशन की एक इंपॉर्टेंट खूबी हो सकती है. दिस इज अ एरा ऑफ अपडेशन. even in pandemic, one can't afford to stop. Everyone has to engage in its own activities. मतलब जब आप सब लोग लॉकडाउन के भीतर भी लेक्चर्स अटेंड कर रहे हो, खुद की नॉलेज अपडेशंस को कर ही रहे हो, तो दिस इज वन ऑफ द एग्जांपल कि एवरीवन हैज टू कीप मूविंग, एवरीवन हैज टू execute their efforts in order to achieve what they are trying to achieve. Survival of the fittest is the policy, everyone knows that, but survival of the physical fitness, survival of the fittest in the terms of financial fitness as well is equally important, because अगर financial fitness नहीं होता है तो we are exposed to many of the problems. हमें अगर मतलब अगर कुछ कल डिसीज भी हो जाता है तो फाइनेंशियल फिटनेस इफ नॉट अवेलेबल विथ यू, यू विल हैव टू फेस द कॉन्सिक्वेंसेस. हमें कल ट्रीटमेंट के लिए भी, प्रॉपर ट्रीटमेंट के लिए भी फाइनेंशियल फिटनेस इज रिक्वायर्ड. सो फाइनेंशियल फिटनेस आपके लिए बहुत ज्यादा जरूरी होगा और उसको भी इक्वली इंपॉर्टेंस देना चाहिए. देन कमिंग टू नेक्स्ट पॉइंट, चेंज इज द ओनली इनएविटेबल थिंग एंड नॉट थानोस. एवरीवन माइट हैव सीन एवेंजर्स. सो मैंने उसी का एग्जांपल दिया था. थानोस इज नॉट द इनएविटेबल पर्सन, बट चेंज इज. The one who adapts to the change will survive. मैं आप सबको एक एग्जांपल देना चाहूंगा। कोडक नाम की कंपनी थी जो कैमरा और कैमरा रोल्स मैन्युफैक्चर करती थी, लेकिन दैट कंपनी कुडंट सर्वाइव द फ्यूचर इन द डिजिटल कैमरा। और आपको ये बात अगर जान के आश्चर्य होगा कि कोडक ने इनिशियली जब डिजिटल कैमरा बनाया था तो दैट वाज द फर्स्ट कंपनी टू डेवलप अ डिजिटल कैमरा इन द मार्केट। बट उन्हें लगा कि फिजिकल कैमरा में जो फिजिकल फोटोग्राफ्स में जो फील आता है, जो एक हार्ड कॉपी देखने के बाद जो फील आता है, तो वो फील डिजिटल कैमराज में नहीं आएगा, और इसलिए उन्होंने वो मार्केट का प्लान ड्रॉप कर दिया। और जैसे ही बाकी लोगों ने वो प्लान अडॉप्ट किया, जैसे ही बाकी लोगों ने वो प्लान, कंपनीज ने प्लान अडॉप्ट करके मार्केटिंग की, तो वो कंपनीज एक सक्सेस होके उभरी। और जब कोडक को तब तक ये टाइम निकल चुका था हाथ में कि ये एक सेटबैक से वो रिकवर कर पाते, और उनको कंपनी ये सेगमेंट बंद करना पड़ा। सो यू माइट हैव हर्ड द नेम ऑफ कोडैक, और आज उसका एक भी फोटोग्राफी के सेक्टर में आपको नाम नहीं दिखेगा। तो ये दिस इज द इम्पैक्ट ऑफ चेंज एंड नॉन अडैप्टिंग टू द चेंजेस forced on us by the government or by the market situations. तो हमें चेंज को हमेशा अडॉप्ट करने की तैयारी रखनी होगी। This is a time for self-driven improvisations. We are attending the webinars, we are reading the books, we need to pursue our lost out hobbies. हमारी सबकी कुछ हॉबीज होती थी जो हमें टाइम के वजह से छोड़नी पड़ती थी। किसी लोगों को करियर की वजह से, किसी लोगों को फ्यूचर की वजह से हमें वो सारी हॉबीज छोड़नी पड़ती थी। सो नाउ इज द टाइम विथ अस due to lockdown, so we can pursue our lost hobbies, we can attend webinars to keep continuously the knowledge process building, then we can read books. Book reading is very important. And जैसे हम जनरली, ये हमारी जनरेशन में ये होता है कि हम वेब सीरीज वगैरह ज्यादा देखते हैं, तो वेब सीरीज से ज्यादा इंटरेस्टिंग बुक रीडिंग होता है, बस उसमें सिर्फ पेशेंस की जरूरत है, एंड वी हैव टू डू दिस बिकॉज वी वांट टू डू द सेल्फ इम्प्रोवाइजेशन। कमिंग टू द नेक्स्ट स्लाइड। सो मैंने अभी तक जो बताया वो सब कुछ ऐसा था कि हमने व्हाट वी हैव डन, व्हाट वाज द गवर्नमेंट रिस्पांस, व्हाट वी हैव डन एंड व्हाट वी कैन डू। और गवर्नमेंट अभी तक कितना निगेटिविटी था कोविड-19 की वजह से, बट इज देयर एनीथिंग दैट इज हैपेंड फॉर गुड? यस, देयर इज। So work from home culture has been implemented. Employee friendly structures have been implemented. People are working more efficiently because they are working from their home. They don't have to rush to their office to follow the 9 a.m. punch in. They don't have to wait for the office culture. They don't have to work in an office culture. They can work in employee friendly structures from their home also. And one of my friend who is from IT industry, he was telling me that their efficiency have increased by around 20%. So this is a real industries database that is available with the people, that their efficiency is also increasing by 20%. So employees are happy, the company is also happy, and there is a good structure implementation in the lockdown days. Then love for family, friends and neighbors have, actually there was originally the love between the family, friends and neighbor, but everyone has got the time. हम सब वो व्हाट्सएप पे वीडियो सर्कुलेट करने लगे हैं कि हम ये त्योहार मनाते हैं और हम फैमिली में मिलके ये गैदरिंग्स मनाते हैं। तो दिस बॉन्डिंग्स हैव इंक्रीज्ड। हमारी बॉन्डिंग का जो फीलिंग था तो वो अच्छे तरीके से एक इंक्रीज होने के ऊपर दिख रहा है। द अर्थ इज स्टार्टेड हीलिंग, नॉट जस्ट द ह्यूमन, द अर्थ इज ऑल्सो गेटिंग ऑन अ सेल्फ रिपेयर मोड. Pollution has decreased to a great level. Then the mountains are visible from the cities in Punjab and Haryana. So we can understand how much the lockdown has impacted on the earth's healing, and it has happened for good. So इसमें से भी हम एक अच्छा मैसेज ले सकते थे. Then there will be अच्छे दिन for Indian manufacturing industry. Indian manufacturing industry was having the biggest competition from China, and now when the China is being negated by all the other countries in the world, अच्छे दिन for Indian manufacturing industry are going to certainly arrive. One of my client was yesterday telling me that they are going to get new orders for their manufacturing industry because of the shutdown of Chinese companies' orders. And the companies in US and Europe have asked Chinese companies to stop their manufacturing, and they have diverted it to other South Asian countries. So Indian manufacturing industry is the most benefited industry wherein we can get all these orders. India has emerged as global savior by supplying hydroxychloroquine to the world. Frankly speaking, I couldn't even pronounce it properly, but thanks to you guys, the pharmacy people, who are making us proud by supplying such medicines to the world in the time of needs. India's leadership was accepted worldwide by these movements. So these are the good things. I have listed few, but there are many such good things that are happening in the bad phase of your life as well. Let us move to next slide. What has the government brought for us? Yes, government also has come up with the 20 lakh crore package. They have given some cash assistance. They have given the loans. They have given the packages to different industry-wise segments. They have come up with the schemes which can promote the local trades. So cash assistance and loan moratorium were given by the government in order to benefit the normal or the common citizens of India. Cash assistance were given to agriculturists, then Jan Dhan account holder women, then senior citizens. So they were given the direct cash assistance. The bank account were credited with a cash. Around 34,800 crore rupees were given to the poor class of the country directly through the cash assistance. For the middle class, the government has come up with the loan moratorium. So the person who is having an income of around say 5 lakh a year, so he might have a loan, which loan has to be paid on a monthly basis through EMI. But I am not in a position, if the person is not in a position to pay that loan for the 6 months, the bank is going to be giving a moratorium period, a relaxation in payment of their installments for 6 months from April to September. So this is a great move and great benefit given to the middle class person in India. Now the government has also come up with MSME packages. MSME is basically a criteria to bifurcate between the businesses. कुछ बिजनेसेस को ऐसी तरीके से डिफाइन किया जाता है कि ताकि जो बेनिफिट्स है, द गवर्नमेंट बेनिफिट्स शैल डायरेक्टली फ्लो टू द स्मॉल, मीडियम एंड माइक्रो बिजनेसेस एंड नॉट टू अंबानीज, टाटाज, बिरलाज एंड बिग बिजनेस हाउसेस ऑफ इंडिया. So MSME packages were declared to directly benefit the small businesses. They were given 20% additional bank loan from the financial institutions, and that too without any security. The security for these are the bank guarantees, and in case the person is not in a position to repay it, the bank will recover that money from the government's guarantee. So these are the packages given for MSME. Then government has also come up with the schemes to boost agricultural sector. They have come up with the herbal medicinal plants cultivation scheme, which is relevant to you guys because you belong to the pharmacy cadre. So herbal medicinal plants cultivation scheme was introduced by the government on the banks of some specified river, including River Ganga. The government has proposed to promote this cultivation by the farmers, and government has asked them to produce such herbal medicinal plants, and government has allocated a budget of around 4,000 crore rupees in order to help the farmers grow these plants. So this was a relevant point for you, so you must note it down. Then next point was vocal for local. It is a new era Swadeshi movement. By calling it a Swadeshi movement, I'm not saying that we should put a bahishkar on the Videshi products, but we should be more हमें चूज करना चाहिए कि हम, if we have a choice, we need to choose the local products than the outside products. So vocal for local और स्वदेशी मूवमेंट ये शुरू हुआ था जब बाल गंगाधर तिलक इन्होंने सबसे पहले स्वदेशी मूवमेंट लाया था. उसके बाद में वीर सावरकर, महात्मा गांधी, इन लोगों ने भी इस चीज को बढ़ाया था. लेकिन गवर्नमेंट हैज आल्सो गिवन इट अ न्यू वी कैन से, हमें एक नया तरीका दिया है गवर्नमेंट ने भी, that we can go for by going for vocal for local, we can introduce our own market products in the market. So there are many such schemes by the government, given by the government for the benefit of the people. But problem is, are we all aware of these schemes? हमें ये पता ही नहीं होता है कि हमारे लिए गवर्नमेंट क्या क्या अच्छी चीजें कर रही है, और हमें ये पता नहीं होता है, इस वजह से हम उसके बेनिफिट्स नहीं ले पाते हैं. So I have listed few of the sites wherein you can gather such information relevant to you all, that हमें कौन सी स्कीम्स में कौन से बेनिफिट्स हमें गवर्नमेंट की तरफ से मिलने वाले हैं. सो रिजर्व बैंक ऑफ इंडिया थ्रू इट्स ऑफिशियल वेबसाइट प्रोवाइड्स these documents. Finance Ministry through its official website at finmin.nic.in provides this document. MSME has a separate department in the government of India. उसकी ministry है, and Nitin Gadkari ji is leading that ministry. Then DIC Maharashtra is a department of District Industrial Center, which is providing and facilitating the provision of subsidies and government grants to the individual business houses working in the local vicinity. Though the local businesses are generating employments in that own vicinity, and therefore the government is also promoting them by giving subsidies and grants to these business houses. So if one is thinking of starting a new business in the coming days, he should or he must visit the DIC website, and he must look in for what schemes are available for him to start a business, and for what benefits he can arrive from the government of Maharashtra's DIC schemes. So this is one important website. Then central government also has its own website giving the subsidies and schemes, so you can visit that website as well. Most of you might be going for a private job, and in that case you need to know which company to join. So in case you want to know which company to join, you should refer to financial statements of those companies. Every listed company's financial statements are available on their website. It is mandated by the government, and they are supposed to upload their financial statements on the website. So financial statement includes director's report, auditor's report, and the financial position of the company. So you can understand from that how much is the financial position of the company, or how it is going to perform in the future, what is the director's view of the company's progress in the future. So on the basis of this information, you can very well take a judgment whether to join that company or wait for a better offer. Otherwise you will have to face the consequences in the future if the thought process is not given for going for a proper company. So ये एक आपके लिए एक स्टडी का एरिया बन जाता है जब when you are going to join a new company or new job. There are many such websites and many such portals. You can Google it. You can seek expert advices as well. You can consult an advocate. You can consult a chartered accountant for these kind of benefits from the government. Moving to the next slide. So these were the efforts taken at the macro level, the gross level, or the country level by the government or the authorities. What can you as an individual to do to raise your immunity to a great level so that you can sustain such incidences in the future as well? Let us see those. You should, first of all, you should keep the money handy, spend very carefully, buy only the essentials. If we buy the products or things that we don't need, we have to face the consequences, because we can only be sustaining on the limited resources in the era of lockdown. So we have to be ready to spend only for the essentials. Plan as if you are not getting paid for next few months. So there are many companies which have reduced their salary cost, or maybe they have reduced their employees as well. So if you have lost your job, if you are going to lose a job in such a situation, you should plan as if you are not getting paid for next 2 or 3 months till the time you generate your next revenue. And by then you should be able to sustain on your own. Shun debt like a disease. Do not borrow, even from friends and families. Do not borrow. Do not use the credit card, because at the time of spending the money from credit card, it does not feel like anything. But when the time comes to repay the credit card bill, you have to pay it from your pocket. And it has a wider impact on your pocket because the spending was done unnecessarily earlier when you used credit card. So better to avoid credit card and loan from relative and friends and family, even if it is a zero interest rate loan. So basically you should learn to sustain on your own funds for a period till when the lockdown or such a situation is there in the market. So, sorry. Opportunities to work, to do something in addition to what we are already doing. One of my friend in Aurangabad, he was engaged into a manufacturing of steel products. He was manufacturing steel brackets and steel boxes for the companies in the Aurangabad. But when the lockdown was declared, their business got hampered to a great extent. Afterwards, he developed a thought and he designed a product called hand sanitizer dispenser. And he launched that product in the market, and he's now selling around almost 1,000 pieces a month. So this was what, to do something in addition to what we were already doing, to adapt the change and to react in a way that situation is beneficial to you. So basically, we need to continuously be searching for new opportunities. Your purpose and your contribution, making yourself count. जो पर्पस से मैं काम कर रहा हूँ या जो मेरा कंट्रीब्यूशन है टुवर्ड्स माय वर्क इज गोइंग टू मेक माई सेल्फ काउंट. अदरवाइज there is a situation in the market that someone might be facing a sacking from the current employment. So ये situation ना आने के लिए we have to continuously be solving the problems. We have to continuously save the resources of the entity. We have to enhance our efficiency and make a difference in what we do. If we are doing all the 4 things, जैसे हम प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व करते हैं, रिसोर्सेस सेव करते हैं कंपनी के, एफिशिएंटली वर्क प्रोसेस होता है, एंड वी आर मेकिंग अ डिफरेंस इन व्हाट थिंग्स वी डू. मतलब हमारे जैसा काम दूसरा कोई कर नहीं सकता है. तो यू विल बी द लास्ट पर्सन टू बी सैक्ड फ्रॉम योर जॉब. जो जॉब का आगे अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट का रेशियो जो बढ़ने वाला है, तो यू शुडंट बी द पर्सन टू बी सैक्ड फ्रॉम द कंपनी. हमें वो लास्ट पर्सन होना है. अगर कल कंपनी ही बंद हो रही है तो देन देयर इज नो ऑप्शन एंड देन वी हैव टू लीव, बट अदरवाइज वी शुड बी द लास्ट पर्सन टू बी सैक्ड फ्रॉम द कंपनी. सो ये सारी चीजें हमें इनकलकेट करनी पड़ेंगी, ये सारी चीजों पे हमें वर्कआउट करना पड़ेगा. तो बेसिकली मैंने एक 3 प्रिंसिपल्स जो पढ़े थे मिस्टर वॉरेन बफेट के. एवरीवन नोज मिस्टर वॉरेन बफेट. He is the one of the richest person in India, in world, and he has given many such principles and thoughts to the investment and savings ideology, wherein he himself started saving at the age of 11, and he comes from the middle class family as well, but he has developed a wealth of around in billions. So we need to understand what his principles are and which are very much relevant in the time of corona as well. Let us just move to the principle. He has given the first advice in the name of spending advice. If you buy things that you do not need, soon you will have to sell the things that you need. अगर हम उन चीजों को खरीदेंगे जिसकी हमें जरूरत नहीं है, तो we will have to sell the things. हमें वो चीजें बेचनी पड़ेंगी जिसे हमें आगे जरूरत पड़ने वाली है. मैंने एक एग्जांपल लिया है. मिस्टर वाइज brought a brand new car at ₹12 lakh. उसे रिसेंटली जॉब लगी थी एंड ही वाज वेरी एक्साइटेड. ही बॉट अ brand new car at ₹12 lakhs. He took a car loan as well for ₹12 lakhs. Obviously अगर नई जॉब है तो he has to take a car loan. He has taken a car loan of around ₹12 lakhs. Then the moment came when COVID-19 situation was declared and lockdown was declared, and he was asked to leave by the company. The company paid him some compensation and asked him not to come to the company because the company cannot afford a new employment. So in such a situation, उसने जब कार शोरूम के बाहर निकाली, तो शोरूम के बाहर निकालते से उसके कार की कीमत जो थी, इट हैज रिड्यूस्ड बाय 10 to 20%. अगर आप इंश्योरेंस कॉपी भी देखते हो, इफ यू सी द इंश्योरेंस पॉलिसीज, द इंश्योरेंस कंपनीज आल्सो कवर द कार्स वैल्यू अप टू 90% और 85% ऑफ द कार्स ओरिजिनल मार्केट शोरूम प्राइस, बिकॉज उन्हें भी पता है कि कार्स वंस टेकन आउट ऑफ द शोरूम रिड्यूसेस द वैल्यू. सो उसके कार की वैल्यू वैसे ही 12 लाख से रुपए 11 लाख के आसपास आ चुकी थी, या मे भी 10.5 लाख के आसपास भी आ चुकी थी. ब्रांड न्यू कार आई एम सेइंग. अगर इस सिचुएशन में if he is supposed to repay the loan, he has lost his job, he is supposed to repay his loan and he has car at valuing only 10,50,000. So he will have to personally judge which assets he needs to sell, and which asset, by selling the assets which he has to pay the loan, repay the loans as well. So ये सारी चीजों में what will happen is he won't go into the better financial position, but his financial position will worsen because of one of the wrong decision taken by Mr. Wise. So ये सारी चीजों को avoid करने के लिए the principle fits very properly in this. If you buy things that you need, if you buy things that you do not need, you will have to sell the things that you need. And Mr. Warren Buffett ने ये principle बहुत सालों पहले identify करके आज हम सबके लिए तैयार रखा था, और इसी के बाद मतलब ये आज के कोरोना के या कोविड के सिचुएशन में भी उतना ही प्रैक्टिकली फिट बैठता है. Let us move to the next principle given by Mr. Warren Buffett. Mr. Warren Buffett has given another principle in the name of do not save what is left after spending, but spend what is left after saving. This is a savings advice. Basically, he implies to say that you should save first and spend later. Because what happens in many of the times is we try to spend when the salary or when the proceeds come to our account, and after spending there is nothing left to save. But vice versa, in another situation, if you save early and then spend the rest of the amount, you will save as well as you will enjoy the benefits of your money. I have basically given an ideal appropriation of income. Most of you might be earning your income in 1 or 2 years from now. So you must know this principle, because this is a lifetime lesson that one needs to inculcate. If you have a yearly income of let's say around 10 lakh rupee, so you should not spend more than 40% of your yearly income on the needs, on the essentials. On the needs and the essentials, I mean to say on the groceries, on the monthly food, then on traveling, then on your rental for the houses. Then on the rental for the houses, then you should not spend more than 40% for buying a essential product of like clothing and accessories that you need. So 40% amount is sufficient for a person to live to live his life in a good manner. So after 40%, there comes a share of 30% for savings. Your yearly income's 30% shall be set aside for the future purpose, because you don't know the future and the future is uncertain. So it is a self insurance basically. If you lose your job in the coming 3 months and you need to have some back end savings, so this is how you are going to plan for it. So you should continuously be saving 30% in there are multiple options for saving. We can separately discuss for them, that there are options for saving in the PPF, in the bank FDs, in the real estate, in the stock markets, in the mutual funds. There are multiple, and so many options are there that we can analyze and we can discuss which option to choose. But at least 30% amount should be planned in such a way that it should go always for saving. Then there comes a third important point for spending against insurance. Why insurance is so much important? Because the life is very uncertain and you need to have a life insurance policy. You need to have a medical insurance policy. And third, you need to have a general insurance policy as well. Most of you, and maybe all of you, are using your bikes. All of you are using your cars. So you need to have continuously checked your insurance, and it has to be in place at all the time, because if anything happens in the coming future, you need to know what implications it has on the claims that we need to settle. So we need to have a third party claim insurance as well with us for the vehicles and assets that we use. Then comes the second insurance that comes is health insurance. If there is a medical uncertainty in your life, if you met with an accident, or if you meet with a disease, or if you have a disease which is to be cured, hello, yeah, if you are suffered by any of the diseases that needs to be cured in the hospital by admitting yourself, so for such things you need to have insurance, medical insurance, which will take care of. Hello. Someone has put their mic on unmute mode. Hello. Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Continue your sir.
Yeah. So you need to have a medical insurance in order to address such an uncertainty in your life. Medical insurance is one of the most important insurance in your life, because the medical issues will take you back around 10 to 15 years back in the history, because you won't be able to earn your income on a regular basis because of the medical setback, and at the same time the cost for your treatment will also be increasing. So you need to have a medical insurance, and you need to analyze what kind of a policy requirement we have and what kind of a settlement we are going to have, so you can choose the plans for insurance policies as well. Then the third is life insurance. If life insurance is something kind of an investment as well as a risk cover as well, because in the case of life insurance, you are going in the case of endowment life insurance policies, you are going to get the investment amount invested after 40 years or 30 years, whatever is the time period that you choose. You are going to get back the amount of insurance policies as well. So you need to have a life insurance which covers your life risk as well as which provides you the investment benefit as well. So endowment policies for the young generation people is very important, that you will generate your own capital at the age of 40 because of these life insurance policies. So these are also important aspects of appropriation of your income. And the rest 20%, because we live a luxurious life, we can spend our rest 20%, but at a fourth priority on the luxuries. Luxuries include your holidays, weekends. You can go to restaurants, you can go to movies, you can have weekends with the friends. So these are the kind of things, like you can buy expensive gadgets. There are many people using iPhones and iPads. So these kind of gadgets will be covered under this 20% luxuries. So you need to spend not more than 20% for your luxuries, because otherwise you won't have anything to be saved or anything to be used for insurance purposes. We cannot reduce the needs below 40%, and we cannot increase the luxuries above 20%. So let us move to the next slide. The third advice given by Mr. Warren Buffett is earning advice. If you don't find a way to make money while you are asleep, you will work until you die. My dear friends, it might seem to be a very harsh advice. It might seem to be a very irrational quote, but it is equally true, because your money needs to earn for itself. And for this, I can give you an example. There are many people in your knowledge who have invested their amounts in real estate properties, which are earning them the rent. But at the time of sale of real estate property, they are earning the capital appreciation as well. Suppose Mr. X has bought his house at rupees 30 lakhs at Kothurud, and from last 7 years around, he is taking a rental income of around rupees 1,50,000 a year. So in the 7 years, he has earned a good amount of money. Plus, after 7 years, when today he is going to sell that house, that 30 lakh rupees house is getting sold at 50 lakhs. So that 20 lakh is a capital appreciation as well. So even when he was not working for that money, even when he was not working for earning the 1.5 lakh a year rental income, he was getting that income. And that is what you need to understand. You need to generate a passive income in order to sustain, in order to build your financial wealth. To build your financial wealth, I can give you another example as well, wherein if you invest, I will just open the Excel sheet. Please let me know if you are not able to view the Excel sheet. I will give a financial example to you guys for making you understand what the power of compounding is and what the power of interest compounding is. Yeah, so I have put some columns on the screen. Are you able to see this? Hello?
Yes, sir. Yes,
so,
sir.
Yeah, the first column is year. Then the second column is initial investment or amount of investment, total amount of investment. The third column is investment. Fourth is interest and total capital that you are going to get at the end of year N. Like suppose in the first year, year 1, we will analyze the situation. In the year 1, you have initial capital of 0, but you invest rupees 10,000. Then your capital becomes 10,000 plus 1,000 interest for the year. I have assumed the interest rate to be 10% for whole 50 years. You will say that there is no such interest rate available in the market. It is available, but you need to choose your investment in such a way that you earn a risk-free rate or at least a moderately risky rate at 10% of income, at 10% on the investments. So basically we have to choose for that. Then coming back to the example, if you invest 10,000 in the first year, you will get an interest of rupees 1,000 at the year end. That 1,000 will add up to your capital and become 11,000. So at the capital at the end of the year 1 becomes 11,000. If you add this 11,000 to next year's investment, so next year's investment of rupees 10,000 will be added to this 11,000, and the interest together on 10,000 plus 11,000 will become 2,100 on the 10% criteria. So your total capital at the end of year 2 becomes 23,100. So if we are going to invest this 10,000 on year basis, so how much we are going to invest in the total 50 years? Totally in the 50 years coming for us, we will be investing only 5 lakh rupees. If you can see on the screen, we are investing 5 lakh rupees on the total 50 years. But if you see as to how much you are going to get at the age of 50 years, you are going to get an amount equal to 1,28,02,994. And my dear friends, this is an impact of power of compounding. So you need to understand this principle very carefully. You don't have to, Mr. Warren Buffett has also said that you don't have to be smarter to invest wisely. You have to be more disciplined to invest wisely. You have to understand that this 10,000 rupees on a yearly basis, come what may, you don't have to withdraw that sum in any of the situations in the coming future. And at the end of year 50, you will earn a fortune. It will, the total amount, if you see, that becomes 1,28,02,994, and wherein your initial investment was rupees only 5 lakh rupees. So totally, if you see, 1,23 lakhs is your gain, and this much is the power of compounding. So you need to understand how to invest and how to invest wisely. Coming back to the slides. Yeah, so this might seem to be a very harsh statement, but you can plan for it, and you can organize your investment in such a way that your income, your money will earn for itself and build your capital directly. So guys, relax. ये सारी situations आने वाली है, and the positive message through this presentation was I was supposed to give was ये वक्त भी गुजर जाएगा, and everything will be back to normal, and we will get again the opportunities to grow our own areas. So with this, I will take your leave. Let us start. First, I will. Yeah. First, you can also reach me at varatsauji@gmail.com through email or at my mobile number. My mobile number is also available in the screen, 7588846190. You can reach me at any point of time when you need any help in a personal capacity as well. I'm not talking about the professional capacity. I'm talking in the personal capacity as well. When you need a help in a financial area, you can reach me at these contacts details. So let us start with the question answer session. Do you have any questions regarding this or any of the financial terminologies that are used throughout the lecture, or maybe the financial terminologies that are not used during the lecture? If I know them, I can be able to answer them.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. It indeed was an amazing session. I hope the participants had wonderful time listening to you. Thank you again, sir. Now I request participants to raise their questions in the chat box. Dr. Sudhir Pandya, sir, will take the questions on your behalf. Over to you, Dr. Pandya, sir.
Thank you, madam. Good afternoon, and good afternoon to everybody. Good afternoon to you, sir. Sir, am I audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for the wonderful presentation, sir, that you had lucidly explained to us. There are a few questions which I would like to put in front of you, and they are from the participants as well, from all the participants. The first question that I would like to raise is from Swati Batra. She is asking that she is about to start her career. Could you please guide her as to the good sources that she could rely on for investment?
Okay. So first of all, everyone has this question, and basically every newcomer in the industry or every new earner has this question to whether to invest in the securities market or whether to invest in a just bank plain FDs. So first of all, you should have a clear thought that you are investing for a tax benefit purpose or you are investing for a financial benefit or interest earning purpose. So for the tax benefit purpose, I will suggest you invest your total amount of 1,50,000 rupees a year in a PPF account, because it is a income generating source. It generates an income at 8%, which is more than the bank interest FD rates. And the income generated by you through this PPF account is tax free as well. So first of all, when your purpose is to invest for the tax benefits purpose, so you should better invest in PPF accounts. Then the second at the second priority comes the life insurance policies. If you are not investing by the tax saving perspective and you are willing to save for income generating perspective, so you can go for mutual funds. Mutual funds are less risky but more income generating avenue for you guys to invest, because it has a less risk from compared to share market, but it has a very good returns compared to share markets as well. So you should prefer mutual funds. Then there is a second category of share market investment as well. If you are very much knowledgeable about the share market investment, if you know the in and outs of the company, you can understand the financial statements, the share market investment is for you. You can invest in the company's share capital by going with brokers. So there are many brokers which can provide you the details. The Kotak Securities is there in the market. The HDFC Securities is there in the market. There is Zerodha, which do not charge a commission. So you can, through these channels, you can buy shares of the companies and you can sell the shares of the companies. This is also a liquid kind of an liquid kind of an investment, but might earn a good fortune in the coming future, because the share market is running at all-time low now. But basically it is a risky sector as well, because you do not know that share market will fortunately be coming on an upside in the coming future or not. So these are two options basically.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for that lucid explanation. From what you have just shared with us, you prefer more of government funding rather than the private ones. Is that correct, sir?
Yeah, right. It is always preferred, because government banks funding is more beneficial because it is at a lower rate of interest. If you borrow from a private sector, the private sector's interest rates are at least 1 or 2% more than the government banks. So better to borrow from the government banks. That is the policy, and everyone is in the businesses does that.
But sir, how do we compensate for the loss? Sometimes the government reduces the rates, or we are at a slightly at a lesser receiving end. In such cases, how do we jump back to the normal stage that we would like to?
No, basically what will happen is when the government reduces the interest rates, if you have taken a floating interest loan, there are two kinds of loan that everyone takes. There is a floating interest loan and there is a fixed interest loan. In case when the interest rate in the market are reduced, your interest rate also reduces. The loan's interest rate also reduces. That is a floating interest rate loan. And in case when the interest is fixed interest rate loan, even if the interest rate increases or the decreases in the market, or RBI repo rate increases or decreases, this does not have an impact on the fixed interest rate loans. So if you are taking a fixed interest rate loan, be sure that you expect that the interest rate in the coming days will be increased by the RBI. And if you are taking a floating interest rate loan, you should be sure that the market situations will be such that the interest rate will be falling in the coming scenario. And considering my opinion, it seems that the interest rate will fall in the future. So we should go preferably for a floating interest rate loan. In such a case, floating interest rate loan, you will never miss a benefit that is passed on by the government by reducing the interest rate, because the bank has to give it to you. May it be a private sector bank, may it be a public sector bank or the government bank, the bank will always pass on that benefit to you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for that. There's one question from our faculty, Dr. Pallavi ma'am.
Yes.
She is asking, sometimes the stock market is bullish, sometimes it is bearish. What would be the right time to invest? And is this moment, the current situation, the right moment where we should take a chance and going for some investment?
Yeah, definitely. So I was willing for someone to ask that question, because the stock market has seen the worst losses in the history. The stock market's current position was 34,000. Sensex position was 34,000, which even touched 3 months back was 42,000 as well. So stock market has seen ups and downs, but these ups and downs are not for a permanent basis. If you see in the year 2008, the stock market was trading somewhere around 22,000, but in the year 2019, it has doubled. It has gone to 42,000. So in the long run, if you are going to invest, you should invest in the stock market right now, because you are getting it for very cheap. Basically, there is an end of season sale going on in the stock market. So if you are going to do the investment for a long run, you should invest in the stock market. May it be a future tenure of 5 years or 10 years. But if you are going to invest for a short term, this is not the right time to invest in a short term market, because market may even fall, market may even rise in the coming few days. So if the market aspirants think that the market situation due to COVID-19 is not going to improve in the coming days, they will start selling the stocks, and that will raise to the decrease in the stock market prices. And if the market starts improving, the market will go up like anything. So basically, you should decide whether to invest for a long term or whether to invest for a short term. In short term market, stock market is not good option, but in a long term market, the long term option, the stock market is a good option.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for that. There is one question from our faculty again. He is asking, in this situation where we are trying to boycott Chinese products, and we are having a less affinity for it, and since India is having a major portion of the middle class sectors, how can we overcome this situation with the help of stock market?
Sir, it is often said that garaj hi shodhachi janani aste. So basically, once we start the practice that we won't buy a China product, obviously the Indian manufacturers will look at it as an opportunity, and they will start manufacturing their own products in order to sustain in the market, in order to build their brand. And they will be enabled by the government's policies to produce these products at a cheaper value or at a competitive rates with the Chinese products in order to compete with the Chinese products. So in the middle class families which are buying the Chinese product just because they are cheap can be shifted to Indian manufactured products also, but this will take time. It won't happen overnight. We cannot, as of now, today, immediately say that we won't buy a Chinese product. But in the coming days, in the 1 year down the line, we can definitely make a plan for this, and we can definitely make this happen.
Thank you, sir. That question was from Sandeep, sir. He has also asked whether it is the right time to go in for IPOs.
Yeah, IPO, you cannot be very much certain. whether to go for IPO or not. Because recently when the IRCTC IPO was declared, the IRCTC IPO was oversubscribed by around 300 times. But at the same time, there was a SBI IPO and it was also oversubscribed. But when the market opened for the market trading for these IPOs, IRCTC's issue price was 310 and the market price was 700 or 900, somewhere between 700 to 900. So there was a huge gain in IRCTC IPO. But considering it for the SBI cards IPO, when the SBI cards IPO was issued at around somewhere 475 rupees a share, and the shares actually I guess it was issued at somewhere around 570 rupees a share, and the opening price for these IPOs were around 530 rupees. So there was a loss in the IPOs also. But most of the time what happens is IPOs generally give you a gain, and you can invest in IPOs considering the risk parameters and other issues involved in the IPO.
Thank you, sir. Now the next question is a joint question. I'm combining three questions together. One is from the faculty, Dr. Vaibhav sir, and the remaining two are participants, Vaibhav and Jagdish. They would like to know whether investing in a good business is with a calculated risk is better, or is it helpful to go in for some better investment plan for the future of the family, or should we go in for some type of business investment which will help us have better gains?
Yes, so basically investment in the share market is investment in a business.
Right, sir.
But there can be a platform for investment in other than listed stock exchanges as well. If a friend of mine is having a work experience of manufacturing industry, suppose say in Aurangabad, and he is in the need of capital, so he might come to me with a proposal that he needs a capital of rupees 50 lakhs and I can invest my capital in that company. But there is a risk, even if you say the calculated risk, but there is a risk, and you need to underline the word risk, because afterwards when you are going to get the income, it is not certain that you are going to get so much income in the coming days. And otherwise, as compared to this, if you start investing in, the one more point that I wanted to cover is the income that you will generate from investing in the business is multifold. You can even earn 100% income. How much? If my investment is rupees 50 lakh, I can even earn in 50 lakh rupees in 3 years if the proposal is that good. But what will happen when you buy a plan or investment plan for your family? Suppose if I buy a mutual funds for my family's well-being, I buy a plan of rupees 1 crore and it might give a return as related to the market. So market expected rate of return is around 10%. So the plan might give me 15% or the plan might give me 5% as well. So basically there is a difference between what kind of a risk you are going to take and what risk awareness is with you. So if your financial immunity is very good, if you can sustain even if the capital is lost, you can certainly go for investment in the businesses. If your financial immunity is not yet good, so you should first build your financial immunity with buying such plans, and then afterwards when your financial immunity is built, you can go for such investments which carries your risks but can multiply your investments as well.
So can we include SIPs also in this? This was from
SIP basically is a part of mutual funds only. SIP is a systematic investment plan. It is investment in the mutual funds on a monthly basis or on a periodically basis. Mutual funds, people buy mutual funds one time, but people buy mutual funds through SIPs on a monthly or recurring basis. It is like RD that we do with the bank, but has a features of mutual funds.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. There is one question from Dr. Indrayani. She would like to know whether NPS is a good option or we should go in for PPF further, initially, I mean.
Basically, PPF is your first priority and NPS is a secondary priority, because NPA investment can be allowed as a deduction from your tax income above 1,50,000. NPS investments are allowed in a different section, and the deduction for NPS investment are allowed in a different section, and this does not have a cap of 1,50,000. So first you should invest in your PPF account, and the second thing that you should invest in is your NPS account. So if someone can bear that pinch today to have a better future tomorrow, he should invest in NPS as well. So it is an additional investment avenue.
Sure. Thank you, sir. Thank you for that information. So there are many questions, but I would think it would be better if Sonali ma'am, being the coordinator, could raise those questions on your mail ID. You have already we have already shared your mail ID on the chat box, and you have already shared your mobile number too.
Yes, yes.
So, sir, before I again hand over the platform to Sonali madam, I would request our principal sir, Dr. Neeraj sir Vyavare, to please join in and guide us over the present situation of COVID, as well as the taxation problems that we are facing, as well as the financial problems that we would like to clear the hurdles for. Please may I invite Dr. Neeraj Vyavare sir, please, to the platform.
Yes, sir. Am I audible?
Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You're audible.
Okay, okay. Thank you, today's speaker, Mr. Bharat Savji, the practicing chartered accountant, for giving us a very good insight about the financial health, keeping the financial health. We all have observed that whenever there is a good time and when there is a bad time, we need the financial consultant. We have a very good days, then to have a proper investment, we need the financial consultant. At the same time, the current COVID situation, where there is a lot of financial turbulence, in such time also we need the financial consultant, so that we can come out of this situation and can have a better life in future. So thank you, Mr. Bharat, for giving a very good insightful talk and very apt solution. And I hope these solutions will be useful for all of us in order to take care of financial health and financial ecosystem during this active phase of Corona. So thank you. It was a very good session, in addition to the knowledge of all of us. Over to Dr. Pandya.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your statement and remarks and guiding us through the session. Now I would request Dr. Sonali ma'am to please take over the platform.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Now I request Dr. Vaibhav Vaidya, sir, to express vote of thanks. Over to you, Dr. Vaibhav, sir.
Thank you, Sonali ma'am. I, Dr. Vaibhav Vaidya, on behalf of Dr. D.Y. Patil College of Pharmacy, Akurdi, principal, all faculty and student, I would like to extend my gratitude toward today's speaker, Mr. Bharat Savji, practicing chartered accountant, for providing us with a very informative session on the financial investment. Thank you, sir, once again. I also thanks all the participants for their patient listening. Thank you, one and all. Over to Sonali ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir, Bharat, sir. Your session is very informative for all of us. Thank you, sir. I request all participants to fill attendance link which are given in chat box, and feedback link will be shared on your mail. Thank you. So I declare that session is over. Thank you very much to all participants, and also today's speaker, Bharat, CA Bharat Savji, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you, madam. Thank you.
So I request to all participants to fill attendance link given in chat box.
Sonali ma'am, you're mute. We can't hear you what you're saying.
Okay. Thank you very much, sir. And all participants to fill attendance link given in chat box. Feedback link will be shared on your mail. And all participants will share that email ID of speaker bharatsoji@gmail.com. So you can share your questions through mail.